Well, hello there. It's Cecilia Morris here. How are you this evening, this morning, or this afternoon? It is 11:33 East Coast time. Yes, I'm late, but I'm here for you as promised with my daily live. And today I'm going to share with you how to handle life's lemons. Yes, the lemons that life throws at us. I'm going to share with you how to handle life's lemons. So before we get started, let me make sure that you can hear me. Can you hear me? Let's see here. You're not coming up. Okay, let's see what's going on. Because I don't want to go through this whole video and then realize that you can't hear me. So, okay, yep, you can hear me. All right, so let me get this shared in a few places and we'll go ahead and get started where I'm going to tell you how I handle life's lemons, and hopefully these tips that I'm going to give you will help you as well. Once again, my name is Cecilia Morris. I am your engineer by education, home business owner by desire. If you've never watched me before and this is your first time, give me a 5 in the comments. If you have watched me before and you are here again, give me a fist bump or a wave to say hello. And if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. If you have ever gotten value or this is your first video, please feel free to share this and any of my videos with those that you know that can benefit from some of the information I provide. And lastly, once again, I'm Cecilia Morris, and I have been in the network marketing home business arena for over 10 years. And 2 short years ago, I went online to learn how to use digital marketing strategies to build my brand and my business online because everything else I was doing was not working for me. And now here I am 2 short years later, helping other network and affiliate marketers learn the same tools, tips, tactics, and strategies that I have used to build their own brand and their own business all online outside of their company so they become you incorporated, and I can help you do the same as well. But today we want to talk about how to handle life's lemons. So let's talk about some of the lemons that have occurred in my life that you may or may not be able to relate to. My mother passed away. That was a big lemon. No one likes to lose a parent, sibling, or loved one, whether they're blood or not. That was a big one. And then I couldn't bury her for 2 months. So that was huge. Then let's see. After my mom passed away, my best friend of over 30 years, she passed away. That was a big one. Another lemon was losing my job, craziest thing ever. Didn't see it coming, but does anybody ever see it coming? Unless it's announced on the news like a store closing with Toys R Us. Hi, Nicole. Thank you for jumping on. It's good to have you here. Oh, that's another thing, too. If you are watching me live, go ahead and give me a shout out in the comments so I can give you a shout back as well. But yeah, nobody ever plans on losing their job unless it's one of the big closures like Toys R Us, or if you live in my general area, Elder Beerman, you've heard about the Sears, Kmart's, all that other good stuff. So anywho, what are some of the other lemons? My dad went to the hospital while I was on vacation at an event in Las Vegas, and they lost him at the hospital. Can you imagine how crazy that would be? Yeah, they lost my dad at the hospital. So if you're watching this, go ahead and comment some of the lemons that have happened in your life that you have had to figure out how to handle. So here's my 4-step process for handling lemons in my life. And let me say this as a disclaimer. I do the best I can, but honestly, I'm not doing a very good job. It is really easy for me to come on these live videos and share information with you. Why? Because I like to do it. I know that when I put this information out there, I'm helping somebody. I don't know who that person may be, but I know I'm helping somebody get better at using the internet for their business. I just got a message earlier today on one of my videos from somebody who I've never met before that gave me the most glowing review. I was actually really overwhelmed by what it is that they had to say. I'll see if I can find it here for you and share it with you. But yeah, it was a video that I did that I posted in a group, and they commented on it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, you never know who's watching. So I can do my game face, but after my game face comes off, you know what? I am a ball of mess. So it's not about faking it till you make it. It's about doing what you have to do to get what you need to do done. All right, so with that being said, step 1 of how I handle life's lemons. I have to keep calm and know that God is in control. Everything that's happening to us has been preordained. I can't remember what scripture it is, and if you're watching this, you can put the scripture in the comments, but God knew all our steps while he was forming us in the womb. So when I was unceremoniously let go from my job, I wasn't even tripping. I was like, okay, because God already knew this day was going to come. I wasn't stressed out about, oh my God, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Because God's not going to take away something from me if he's not going to give me something else. That's what we all need to understand. Whatever that thing may be, it could be a job, it could be a spouse, it can be that car that you knew you couldn't afford in the first place. Just remember, number one of handling life's lemons is keep calm and know that God is in control. Number two, evaluate your alternatives and then the solutions. So when I talk about alternatives, I mean, like, okay, so we'll go back to my mom. When my mom passed away, my sister was fighting me to go ahead with the prepaid funeral arrangements from 2015. I couldn't do anything about it. I mean, the funeral home was not going to let us bury her unless we could agree. So the only thing that I could do is get within it. I could acquiesce. I could do that and let my sister bury my mother the way my sister wanted to bury her instead of burying my mother the way my mother paid for with her brother and sister to be buried. That was an alternative. Or alternative number two was get with an attorney and get the proper paperwork in place so that way I can honor my mother's final wishes. And that's what I did, because once again, you evaluate the alternatives and then you come up with the solution. That is number two. Number three, never let them see you sweat. Never let them see you sweat. So let me give you another lemon. This just happened yesterday. Yesterday was the launch of my business building webinar. And when I tell you everything that could go wrong, went wrong yesterday, my landing page where people can sign up got boogered up. So that way people could only sign up for the 17th, which was Tuesday at 2:00. But they were supposed to be able to sign up for either Tuesday at 2:00 or Thursday tomorrow at 9:00. But the only offerings on my landing page was the 17th. The guy who hosts my webpage was unavailable. I'm panicking, which, I didn't follow rule one, keep calm and know that God is in control. But once I kind of brought myself down, I was like, okay, you know what? I can't get in touch with my host provider. My webinar is at 2:00 this afternoon. My next webinar is not for 2 days at 9:00 at night. I can fix this. So I contacted WordPress. Called them directly, 24/7 support. And I was on the phone with them for about 3.5 hours, but they got the problem fixed. And the lesson that I learned from that, after I calmed down, number one. Number two, I evaluated the alternatives. Do I stick with my host, who I really like and is super, super nice and has taught me a lot about website building? And I've been with him since May of 2017. Or do I recognize that, you know what, I got a lot of skills now. I've been building up my repertoire of WordPress security. And with that, I think it's time I take over my own hosting because I should not be dependent on another person. I mean, anything could happen to him. He could pass away. He might have a tragedy in the family. He might have his own personal tragedy, or he could just plain be unavailable like he was. So I came up with the solution that it's time for me to take over my site. I am at that level now in my growth that I can do that. Never let them see you sweat. Number three, boom, webinar came on. Guess what happened? Zoom wouldn't start for like 7 minutes. So I'm 7 minutes late to my own webinar, and it's my launch webinar. But once I got going, everything went smooth, easy peasy. And I had a sign up that very same day for a business discovery call. So then what happens this morning? I don't know what happens this morning. I had a call with a gentleman that I've been following on Facebook, Cecil Love Jones, Jonez. And we had a discovery call today because I'm looking at hiring him to be my mentor. My previous mentor has moved on to other things, but mentorship is key if you are serious about being an entrepreneur. So in our business discovery call, he asked to go to my page. So I sent him to my page and he got the 404 error. For those who don't know what that means, it means he couldn't see my page. But now I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? I'm on the phone with this multi-millionaire asking him to be my mentor. And I can't even show him my page, my landing page for my webinars, my website. I mean, he can't see anything. So what do? I continue with the conversation because that's the right thing to do. And while I'm talking to him, I go back to WordPress 24/7 support. That was at 3:30 this afternoon. They had me back up and running before 5 o'clock. And I got 2 more discovery calls from my webinar for people who watch the replay. In the meantime, all this stuff was going on around me. But could you tell? Could you tell on my webinar if you were there? Could you tell on my live video if you happen to watch that? So never let them see you sweat. Think of it like being a duck. Ducks look like they're just smoothly sailing on the water, but you know how fast their little feet are paddling, or whatever. I'm gonna call them feet. Do you know how fast their little feet are paddling underneath the surface to keep them moving? But on the surface, they just look smooth sailing, and that's what you need to do. Never let them see you sweat. All right, so number 4, how do we put all of this together? You make fruit punch. Most people say you make lemonade out of lemons. No, I say you make fruit punch. And why do I say make fruit punch? So I found the recipe for fruit punch. Fruit punch takes orange juice, lemonade, pineapple juice. Those are the juices. You can add some strawberries if you like, and you can even add some Sprite or 7-Up if you want to give it a little fizz. And the reason why I say you make fruit punch out of lemons and not lemonade is because sometimes lemons are just not enough to get what you need from the situation. So in my situation and everything, I always have to throw a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then I stir it up, and then I come up with what my version of fruit punch is. All right, so if you want to know your own version of fruit punch, I encourage you to attend my business building webinar tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If that doesn't work, I'm back on next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to put the link in the comments here a little later. But the biggest thing I want you to get out of this is that lemons happen in life. It's all about what you do with your lemons. And I suggest that you make fruit punch. All right, that's all I have for today for my competitors in my 30-day July video challenge. I know you thought you was going to get me off my throne today. No. I tell you, this challenge has been really good for me because of all the stuff that I have going on in my life personally. So yeah, no, not today. I'm like Natty in Color Purple. Only death will keep me from it. So I will see you tomorrow. Have an amazing rest of your night or rest of your day. And remember how to handle life's lemons. Take care.